going to do another quick weeknight meal with stuff that I've actually put back and canned. And tonight we're going to use some canned London broil that I par-cooked this before I canned it on the barbecue. And so it's going to have a little bit of a smoky flavor, but I decided we're going to have that with some tortellini and some veggies on the side. How easy is that? In less than 30 minutes, including videotaping this whole thing, I'll have dinner on the table. And my husband's gonna love it. It's gonna be absolutely delicious. So I hope it brings you along for the rest of the video, and you go down in the About section and check out all the links I've left for you. I've got my link, or there's a link down there to my new canner that's in the mail, and I can't wait to show it to you. Oh, I'm so excited. I bought an all-American canner, and it's going for a really good price. It was like $168 off. So if you follow that link, you can still get in on that great buy. So I hope it inspires you to come back next time, give me a thumbs up, and let's go make dinner.
I'm over here at the stove, and I've got down in my cast iron skillet, I have some butter, about a tablespoon of butter, and about a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half of olive oil to keep the butter from burning. And we're going to put our mushrooms down because they need to saute first. And this is going to be such a quick and easy pantry meal that you guys are going to go to over and over again if you can your own beef. So now that I've got all my mushrooms in here, we are ready to start seasoning a little bit. So we're going to season with some herbs de Provence. I think that goes very, very well with anything that's mushroom. That earthy flavor that comes through is just fantastic. So we are going to go ahead with, you know, just maybe a half a teaspoon, quarter of a teaspoon. It goes a long ways. It's got the rosemary and lavender and thyme. It's just fantastic. So we've got that in there. And a little bit of salt that I've pre-ground, Himalayan pink salt, maybe a half a teaspoon of that, because I don't put salt in any of my canned goods. So all my home canned goods is really salt-free. Let's get this open, some cracked pepper that I've pre-ground. And let this saute down until these mushrooms kind of let loose and become caramelized a little bit. And your pan is going to dry out, but don't worry about that. You don't want to add any more oil because they just are like a sponge. So at this point, just leave it go. And I'll be right back. So now that my mushrooms have sauteed down a little bit, and even though they're not really sticking to the pan, I want to get any little good bits off the pan with some cooking sherry. And this is going to add another layer of delicious flavor. Maybe an eighth of a cup, not much, but it's going to help deglaze your pan if there's any brown bits down. And smells delicious. And all the alcohol cooks off. It just adds that really rich flavor. And then we want to add some granulated garlic because we like garlic. Garlic and beef go great together. And we've got all the other herbs that go fantastic with beef. And now it's time for our beef. And this was London broil. I told you that I actually put on the grill first, so it got some grilling time. And this is from, I think 2011 was the label I took off there. And so you look at it, smell it, it had a fantastic seal. That Tadler seal has been sealed this whole time. The only issue is I should have used wide mouth jars, I'm pretty sure, because sometimes you will have issues getting it out of the jar when it's big pieces of meat. But because it's been pressure canned, it'll break up pretty easy. And we're not wanting steaks. Now once we've got all the meat in here, and that's 2 pounds of meat when you can in a quart jar, that's your measurement. So, and I can pretty much buy meat that by the pound and say, okay, I'm gonna need this much when I can, and come really, really close. And I always err on the side of caution and buy just a tad more, at least a half a pound more than I think I'm gonna need to can with. So now you've got all the stock that was in that beef, and we're gonna add cream of mushroom soup. And I'm getting ready to do home canning on home canned cream of mushroom soup that you can put back in your pantry and use instead. Something that I've stored and I use all the time in cooking periodically. You just gotta have it. It is what it is. So instead of mixing it with milk, we're mixing it with the broth that's in there. That's gonna make our sauce. And if we have to, because we're going to add some tortellini to this, we may add a little bit more stock. So we're going to get that heat up, get that mushroom soup all incorporated, and add some tortellini in there and decide how much liquid we're going to need. Because as that pasta cooks, and really, the meat's cooked. All we gotta do is heat everything through and get some of this pasta cooked. And fresh pasta like this cooks in 3 or 4 minutes, so once it comes up to speed. Now, in a skillet like this, it usually will take a little bit longer, but I'm not worried. And this is a 7-cheese tortellini. Someday I'll get brave and bring you along for homemade tortellini. Oh, that'll be fun. I love making homemade pasta though. And so I don't need a ton of pasta in here, but a little bit more. And you kind of look at how much liquid you have, and that'll give you an idea. And you can see the grill marks on some of this meat. I'm just so excited to have this. And I will be topping this off with a little bit of sour cream and some fresh parsley, as well as adding the parsley in right now. We'll save the rest for garnish, but just adds a little brightness to something that you took out of your pantry. All right, guys, it's going to be ready in a matter of minutes. I'm going to get my broccoli in the microwave, and as soon as this is ready, we're going to give you a taste. So we'll add the sour cream right at the end, right before we serve it. So I've got this all plated up, and I cannot wait. I've garnished with a little extra parsley that I reserved back, a little cracked black pepper. Gotta love that. The broccoli is bright and green. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? I'm so excited. My husband's gonna love this. And yes, this is his plate. I'm gonna take a bite of that bright green broccoli. And I added some cherry tomatoes in with that, and with the olive oil and the seasoning. Perfect. It makes the tomatoes burst. And I don't know if you've ever tried broccoli and tomatoes together, but they're delicious. It's bright, it's fresh, delicious. And there's still enough for him. Okay, so we've got our beef, and at the very end, when I turned the burner off, I added about a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. Mixed it through. You don't want to cook it any more than that because you don't want that fat to break, and it smells amazing. So it's almost like a beef stroganoff with tortellini. How about that? I got a big tortellini, a bunch of beef, and all the sauce. Absolutely unbelievable. It's so good. Honestly, I'm not going to steer you wrong on this. Canned beef is like my favorite. It's so delicious. It keeps that rich beefy flavor, and the mushrooms added in there and things that you add, but you took all that cooking time out of it. This beef is shreddable. Absolutely beautiful, wonderful, and I'm going to leave some pictures of the finished plate so you can see it up close. Guys, I hope it inspires you to come back next time
And if it does, and you want to see more recipes that I create out of things that I've put back in my pantry, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. And as always, go check out the links that I've left for you, because I left a link to my ultimate dream canner and my new lighting system. Tom from Tom's Test Kitchen dialed me in on the new lights that I needed to get, and I was able to do that because of fan funding. Oh my gosh, fan funding again dials me in to upgrade my equipment. And so I thank you so very much for those of you that are contributing to that, and I'm so very blessed by it. So I hope that it makes my videos have a little better quality, and I can't wait to see you next time. As always, guys, this is an easy weeknight meal. It's fast food my way, and it took 25 minutes. So I kind of feel guilty. It took that long. It took longer to saute the mushrooms and chop everything than anything else. So